Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Joffrey Noodle Legs here today. Still haven't sorted me wall out, still a bit bare. If you guys have got any idea of any sort of posters or something to go there, that'd be cool. I was looking for maybe getting a poster of, pieces, of course, but I can't really find a decent one, to be honest. He's just knocking. Come on in, baby. There we go, it's little Sullivan. He wants to come up here. So yeah, let me know if you've got any ideas of what sort of posters would be good up there. Anyway, this is another Noodle film review. It's a bit different now because this week I'm doing a week of disturbing films. This is Disturbing Film Week because I talk about them a lot. I've done quite a few videos on top 10s of disturbing films, video nasties, controversial films, but I've never really sort of looked at them whether I've done any sort of reviews. So this week I'm going to try and do one per night for you of disturbing films. So the first one tonight we're looking at is one I talked about quite a bit, and it's I Saw the Devil. Now this is a Korean film. Let me just find my little beeper. Here he is, my little beeper thing. It's a Korean film, and it's a serial killer film. It's a very, very good film, but it's an extremely disturbing film. So the film sort of starts off with a car sort of like driving in the snow, and as it's driving along, it sees another car that's parked up, and in that other car it is a woman. So he stops off to see if the woman needs any help.
차 빵꾸 났어요?
예, 경리차 불렀거든요.
눈길에 견인차 오려면 시간이 좀 걸릴 텐데. 가만 있어봐요. 내가 밖에 좀 봐둘게요.
Well, as this guy's turned up to help, supposedly, the woman's on the phone to her, I think her husband, about this guy, and he's sort of like saying, well, just keep your windows closed. This guy then comes back to her and pretty much says that her car's sort of stuck. It's not going to go anywhere. And she says, well, I'll sit and wait for the sort of like load truck to come and help pull me out. And she sort of does her window up. She's getting this feeling about this guy's not right.
차가 완전히 다 주저앉았네요.
아, 감사한데요. 그냥 견인차 기다리는 게 좋을 것 같아요. 고맙습니다.
So he goes back to his car. It's like a sort of school minibus, I think. I think it's a Korean sort of school bus, I'm not sure. But he goes back to that, but doesn't go anywhere. And she's thinking, well, why hasn't he moved? Anyway, he then breaks into the car and she's absolutely brutally attacked, to sort of like nearly pretty much to nearly death's door and unconscious. And then he sort of drags her body over to his sort of like bus. So he's got her and she's still alive. He's taken her back to I don't know if it his sort of garage or shed, but to me it's his torture area. So he's taken her back there. She's still alive, and he then sort of ties her up and stuff, and gets this massive knife. It's huge, and she starts begging for her life, saying, "Please don't kill me, please don't kill me." And he goes, "Why? Why shouldn't I kill you?" She goes, "Well, because I'm pregnant." Well, that just spurs him on more, and then he cuts her head off, and then he cuts her into little bits. And then he sort of like washes it all away, and I think he disposes the body all over the sort of place. We cut to a bit later, and we see some young boys sort of like playing by the riverside, and they come across a little bag, and in that bag they find the woman's ear. So that leads to a big sort of search party.
아니 여길 왜 넣었대? 집에 가만 계시면 우리가 그때 상황을 다 알려드린다니까 참.
So there's a search party out for it, and it turns out that the chief of police, the old boy you saw in that, is her father. Okay, so he's up there. He's obviously hoping and hoping and hoping it's not her. Like, you know, at the moment all they'd found is an ear, and also her husband turns up in the search, trying to hope it's not her. And then one of the guys in the search sort of party finds something in the water. So I had to stop that clip quite quick, because he sort of pokes it with a stick and turns it over, and it turns out it's the head of the woman. So they found the head of the woman. So everyone goes rushing over to see what it is. The sort of forensic scientists take it out into a box out of the water. The husband and the father come down to see, you know, what they found, but obviously it's in a box. But one of the stupid forensic scientists drops the box, and the head falls out. So they both discover that it's his daughter, and the other one's wife. After that, there's a little bit of sort of mourning going on, like with funerals and stuff like that, and talk about between the father and the son-in-law, and he's pretty much said, "Well, look, I'm not going to let this go by. I will revenge her," sort of thing. So next bit long, we cut out to he's speaking to a friend who's got him like this sort of a gadget, which is sort of like a tracker, which he's going to get the serial killer when he finds him to swallow it, so he can follow him around, see where he's going. So we catch up with them in the car when he's giving him the gadget.
근데 잘 알아서 하시겠지만 이거 몰래 빼돌린 거라 무서워 다른데 혹시 문제 생기면 하지만 걱정하지 마. 아무나 안 생겨.
Anyway, since then he goes on a rampage. The young lad sort of going to find all the sort of serial killers known in the area. He finds one, and it's not him. He brutally attacks him. He destroys his manhood with a sledgehammer. Yeah, it's quite gruesome. And then he finds another one, and he sort of like also puts him to a near-death experience. And then he gets to the third one, who is our man. So he's now down to this guy, who he then goes and roots out, and he goes to the guy's place where he murdered his wife, and he finds the wedding ring of his wife there on the floor around the drain area. So he knows that he's the killer. So he stalks the killer, because he finds the killer with another woman, and he's just about to rape her, but he stops it in like this greenhouse. They're in a greenhouse, and he sort of stops it. And then there's a big fight between the two of them, and the young lad sort of beats the hell out of him. And when he's pretty much semi-unconscious, he pretty much makes him swallow the tracker. So he's now got that in him. So he beats him to near death, and then moves him elsewhere and lets him go. And so he can track him again. And then again he goes to another woman later, the serial killer, trying to rape and kill her. And again he turns up and does it. So that's what it's like throughout the whole film. It's turned into a cat and mouse game. And it's a very, very disturbing, brutal film. There's lots of sort of like bits of limbs being amputated, head amputations. There's multiple stabbings, there's shootings, there's people just beaten to a pulp. It's really brutal. It really is, from start to finish. But what happens is he going to kill him in the end, or is he just going to carry on torturing him, just revenging his wife all the time? You need to watch it and find out if you've got the stomach. So what do I think of it? I thought the film was brilliant, absolutely amazing film. Really, really cool. It's quite long. It's 2.5 hours long, but it goes so quick because the story's quite tense and gripping, and you want to see what's going to happen. It is a great sort of revenge story. It is really cool the sort of way he's doing it, like sort of following him around, torturing him. Every time it's worse, but then lets him go so he can chase him and do it again. So he's really going to sort of like make him pay for what he's done to his wife. You know, and it's quite a gripping sort of film, and you don't want... You just want him to kill him, really, because he's horrible. He's just a horrible person, the serial killer. So, you know, you just want him to get it done, you know. But it'd be a very short film, wouldn't it? But it's a really, really cool. So the pluses of the film, it looks stunning. It's an amazing looking film. It's beautiful. It's quite gory. It's very brutal. Extremely, extremely brutal film. It's got a compelling story. The characters are really cool. Acted really well. It is subtitled, by the way, guys, in Korean, with English subtitles. But you know, that's not a problem. There is quite a bit of sort of like, because the serial killer seems to be attracted to young schoolgirls, but you don't actually see anything that bad, to be honest, because he catches up with him before he does anything. So that's quite cool. I like that sort of part of the story. The negatives is it it is quite a difficult watch. It is difficult watch, and it is extremely brutal. So they can be negatives if you don't like that sort of thing. So I'll have to put that in the negative as a warning to you, that there is some real quite brutal scenes of killings, torture and rape and stuff in the film. So it is quite a difficult watch, but it's awesome. I'm going to give this film an awesome watch and give it a 9 out of 10. It was fantastic, absolutely gripped from beginning to the end when I watched this the other night. So it was really cool to revisit this film. I Saw the Devil, 9 out of 10. So that's my first disturbing movie review. I'm going to be doing ones every night. So what I'll probably do tonight, I'll show you what the next one's going to be. And in the next, when I review this one at the end, I'll show you what the next one's going to be. So the next film I'm going to review, which is another Asian film, and it's called the Ebola Syndrome. And I shall be reviewing that next, okay? I've been heard it's quite bad, so that's going to be my next review. So expect that hopefully tomorrow night. So, have any of you guys seen I Saw the Devil? If you have, let me know down below what you thought of it. Please go and check out some horror channels for me. Check out Horror Hands, The Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Designs, I Am the Ice Lord, Pizzlewell, Sarah of Horror. All great channels, guys. Until tomorrow night, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.